Hi, my name's Jennifer Mayado, and this is my Persuasive presentation. So let's talk about moving. It's exciting, it's frustrating, it's stressful, but for the most part on normal levels, right? Nothing new. Well, multiply that stress times 1,000 when you're someone like me who has what we call a Section 8 voucher. That's through here in El Paso, the El Paso Housing Authority. They help you with your rent and you pay the other portion. So someone called B.R. Williams said in a 2018 article to Pew website that looking for a home with a housing voucher is like a full-time job. Well, if that's the case, then I personally have 2 full-time jobs. So the endless and exhausting search to find a home comes with this whole set of complications when you're someone who has a housing voucher. You see, because you have to go above and out of your way to explain your scenario. Why do you have Section 8? How much do you qualify for? And that's just one step. Then you have to see if the landlord will even accept it. Majority of the times, they don't accept it. They turn you away. This is becoming an issue in low-income communities, especially places like here in El Paso, where you would think it would be more accepted, but unfortunately, it's not. Landlords have this biased view about Section 8, so I'm here to explain that. I've been a Section 8 tenant since 2011, and as time passes, it seems harder and harder to get landlords to understand our situation and to even accept Section 8. Fortunately, I was able enough to find a nice landlord that is willing to accept it, so we'll be moving at the end of this month. So thank God for that. But we should not have to be proving ourselves to landlords of our worthiness just because we get assistance from the government. So it's something that needs to be resolved. I'm going to be discussing about the potential benefits if more landlords were to accept Section 8 vouchers by having them register with their public housing agency, which is called a PHA, and the Department of Urban Development, which is normally called HUD. So the first thing to understand is that it's a no-fail system. If more landlords accepted Section 8 vouchers, their rent is guaranteed. You see, because the government would pay for 70% of the rent, leaving the other 30% for the tenants to pay. So it would be guaranteed that the money would be directly deposited to the landlord. Another thing to understand is that there would be low vacancy rates because tenants would feel comfortable living where they're at, especially if it's a home within a nice neighborhood. They would have no reason to move. So tenants are also pre-approved through the public housing agency, which means they're pre-screened before they even qualify for a voucher. I think that's something that landlords need to understand, is that we go through the same screening process as they would with a normal potential renter of their home. So they're guaranteed that the tenant that moves into their home is not a criminal or a felon or those kinds of things. There's also built-in advertising within the PHA because the landlord's listing would be posted on there and the HUD website, allowing more people to acknowledge and see the listing, and it brings more potential renters to them. Another important factor to understand is the quality of life that gets improved with promoted wellness, well-being, and reduced crime if tenants with Section 8 are able to live in nice neighborhoods. So a Harvard study was done, and it concluded that low-income children attend college, they have higher incomes as they get older, which results in them living and continuing to live in better communities as adults. So it promotes a well and successful life for tenants and for children as they get older. As far as reduced crime and substance abuse, being allowed to live in a nice neighborhood just like any other person alleviates the stress of looking for a home, of living in a bad neighborhood, which we already know results in people committing crimes and doing drugs. So that's a good thing. Finally, let's not forget how it can benefit landlords as well. The public housing agencies as well as HUD has incentives and programs, workshops, trainings to help educate landlords as well. And the incentives could be like damage loss mitigation or vacancy loss protection in case something were to happen in the unit when the tenant moves out for whatever reason. They are protected through the government. So I think this is something that landlords need to understand, that there are benefits and the pros outweigh the cons as far as accepting Section 8 tenants. It is a good thing. It is a win-win situation. So I hope that landlords have a better understanding of this and are willing to accept more Section 8 tenants to promote a better life for everyone. Thank you for your time. And again, my name is Jennifer Mayalo.